Hello, I'm Dr. Melanie Watkins, psychiatrist. I scope about mental health topics. Thank you for joining in. Thank you to all my replay viewers. Thank you to my web viewers. Today I am going to talk about something that folks don't talk about. Hi, you guys. Good to see you. So, y'all, I just worked out. So I'm not looking as presentable. I did put a little lipstick on. But I really wanted to talk with you guys about this and do this before my day officially gets started. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. So the topic, it's a tough topic to talk about, but you all know I just kind of go with how I'm guided to speak with y'all. I don't really have any structure or format or anything like that with these scopes. You know, on Sundays, I scope about psychiatry specifically on Parachute TV. And during the week, I just scope about whatever's on my heart, what's in the news, what's on my mind, what I feel strongly about. And so today I need to talk with you about death, okay? So there's this cartoon that I saw with, oh, thank you, that's sweet. There's this cartoon that I saw with Snoopy. I love Peanuts. I absolutely love Lucy, and Lucy was a psychiatrist. Hey, you guys. Hey, Jess. And so I saw this Peanuts cartoon. Hi. Oh, so good to see you. Wonderful. So the quote is on the Snoopy cartoon that I saw on Instagram. It said, "Someday we will all die, Snoopy." And then Snoopy responds to Charlie Brown, "True, but on all the other days we will not." Okay? And so we all have thoughts about what happened here in California. I'm in Northern California, and what happened was in Southern California about the shooting that took place. Good morning, Angel and Brent. Good morning. And it really touched me, okay? Because I think many of us are in denial about this, that we're all going to die someday, okay? And this is going to happen to all of us. None of us makes it out of here alive. And so you've heard that quote about live each day to the fullest as if it was your last day, because someday it will be. And this is true. And I recognize this very early on, in part because I'm a doctor. And so during my training, there'll be people who are just like you and me, young and vibrant and full of life. And then they would have some horrible, tragic accident. They would become paralyzed or they would die. Okay, and so that became very apparent to me early on. Good morning, that people were acting like they were going to live until they were 100. They weren't making any plans for their family. They weren't making any plans for their estate, their belongings, their kids, Oh, thanks for joining. Hi, Felicia. Yes. So I'm talking about a very serious topic, and how I came up with the title of this scope was I saw the Snoopy cartoon, and it's Charlie Brown talking to Snoopy, and Charlie Brown says, "Someday we will all die, Snoopy," and then Snoopy says, "True, but on all the other days we will not." Okay? And so given the recent events that happened, I thought, I got to scope about this. This is so important. And so being a doctor, it kind of doesn't even make sense. Well, which part of it doesn't make sense? You're talking about the fact that that we can die at like a non-sequitur. Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, the thing is, we have to live on the days that we're living. That's the take-home message, right? So we have to live on the days that we are living. And so some of you know I have a 21-year-old son, and I tell him probably at least 3 times a year, I say, "Jonathan, I've lived a very full life. Mom wants to," and I talk about me in the third person, "Mom wants to live many, many, many years, okay? I don't know what God has in store for me. I don't know what plan he has for me specifically, but I will tell you that if I were to die, I want you to know I've lived a very full life at 39, a very full life. And everyone that I love and care about, they know that I love and care about them. They know that I have done the best that I can with the time that God has given to me on this earth to make the biggest impact that I can and to touch as many lives as I can. And I'm blessed." And so I wanted him to know that I know that he would mourn my death, my passing. I know that, and I know that many people would be sad. My husband would be sad, family would be sad, but I want everyone to know that I've lived a very full life. I want to live many more years, don't get me wrong, but I've lived a very, very full life, and that's what I want you all to keep in mind. And so here's the thing. I have talked with my colleagues about this, And even my colleagues who are doctors who've seen death and loss, they have not got their affairs in order. Don't wait until you are, yes, death is a natural part of life. Hey, Miss Jules. But so many people are in denial about that. So y'all, real talk. When I was 30 years old and Jonathan was 13, oh, thank you. Oh, gosh. Okay. When I was 30 years old and Jonathan was 13, I went to a lawyer and I said, I need to get a will together. And he said, you're the youngest client that I've ever had. He told me that. You are the youngest client that I've ever had. And I said, look, I'm a single mom. I was a teen mom. Jonathan's father has never been in our life. He's never met him. If something were to happen to me where I'm incapacitated, I don't want him showing up saying, oh yeah, I'm Jonathan's father. And yeah, I'm here. I'm going to take care of him. And yeah. And he gets access to all of my retirement, my life insurance, my savings, everything. I've worked so hard to leave the people that I care about. And so here's the thing, you guys, you don't do this for yourself. Although I will tell you that when I experience turbulence, I have such peace of mind. I'm like, yes, Lord. Okay. If it's my time, I know everything is in order. Okay. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad that you talk about it in your family. Yes. You have to get done, Miss Jules. You guys, Felicia, you guys are so right. And people are in denial about this. They are in such denial. So yes. So for those of you who are currently doing this, spread the word and tell other people. Because I've had to even talk with my colleagues about this. Like, what do you mean you don't have a trust? What do you mean you don't have an advance directive? And so when I met with that attorney when I was 30 years old, he was cracking up. But I was like, look, I got to make sure everything is crystal clear, because you may think that people know what you want. They don't know. They don't know exactly what you want. I used to think people know that I don't want. Yes, turbulence is a heart check moment. I know. Jonathan used to crack me up, you guys, when he was little. He's like, Mommy, it's like Disneyland. It's so bumpy. It's so fun. It's like Disneyland. It's like we're on a run. I'm like, no, it's not like Disneyland. So, oh, yes, make videos save for our son just in case we die before teaching him what we want him to know. That's beautiful, Felicia. That is beautiful. And I've heard people do these things, and it's so wonderful. Like, you hear about these moms and dads who have cancer, and they have these videos for our loved ones, to have. Yes. Oh, good morning, Bruce Jones. Good morning. Yes. Our days are numbered. Yeah, exactly. We just don't know. Many of us are walking around with this invisible number over our heads. Like, I kind of joke with my patients about this. We just don't know how many days we have left, right? So we really do have to live each day as if it's our last, because one day it will be. And you all, I don't usually ask you to share with followers unless it's something I feel very, very, very strongly about. And this is one of those topics I feel very strongly about. And if you don't share with followers or share on Twitter or Facebook, any of that, share it with your family, okay? Have the talk, all right? It's so, so important. So let me tell y'all, and you guys, I keep it real. So let me tell y'all what happened 3 years ago. So my sweet, sweet Aunt Alma, who was a lawyer, okay, a lawyer. She had been married 35 years, okay? Thank you. Thanks for doing that. She'd been married 35 years, and she died suddenly, okay? There wasn't an autopsy done. It may have been a heart attack. She was a bit heavy, and but we don't know. We don't know what caused her to die. So I flew down there to Louisiana, okay? And I'm thinking, my aunt surely has everything in place. Okay, so I get down there and people are coming in like vultures. Okay, real talk. There are people, neighbors, friends, people coming in, acting like they're checking on my uncle, but they were like coming over to the closet and saying, oh yeah, Alma told me she wanted me to have this, and yeah, Alma was so sweet, and she told me I could have her Dooney, and she told me I could have her fur. And I was like, really? And my poor uncle is over in the corner grieving, okay? Grieving. Yes, I'm being honest. You guys know, real talk. I'm telling you guys what happened. It was horrible. And my uncle was in the corner, okay, grieving. I couldn't talk with him about who these people were. I did not know who Betty Sue and Betty Ann and Joe and all these people. I didn't know who they were. I couldn't say who was close to my aunt and who wasn't, because I don't live in Louisiana. And I'm here trying to keep the peace, and figure things out and saying, look, this is not the time, okay? And so once I was able to handle that situation, I honestly did not know what she wanted. I did not know. Did she want me to give this stuff to charity? Did she want these people to have these things? I did not know what she wanted. And so, yes, you had the same experience. It's horrible, you guys. It's horrible. So as a gift to the people you care about, at a minimum, if you don't go to a lawyer, if you don't do the legal Zoom thing, whatever it is, write down who you want to have which possessions. Yeah, and so it was shocking. Yes, yes. Oh, yes, Jess, yes. So sometimes there are even little things that people have, even though they may not have expensive possessions, but you may want your sister to have your journals, you may want your niece to have your car, even though it's a hoopty, you may want some things to go to charity. Maybe you didn't want everything to go to your family. You wanted some things to go to some of your friends. I don't know, but just write it down. It's the best gift that you can give to the people who are mourning your passing and grieving, because you can't think clearly in that time. My poor uncle, he could not think clearly. And he was just like, oh, Melanie, I don't know. I can't, I don't know. He just kept saying, I don't know. And I just said, look, this cannot take place right now. This can't, and I need to sort it out. So then later on, when I asked my uncle if Alma said anything, he's like, no, she didn't have anything written down, no. And she's probably assuming she was going to live to be 100. Okay, I think many of us are in denial about that. She was probably assuming that my uncle could handle it, and, he couldn't. Okay, real talk, I'm just being honest. Narcissist society is where we're at now. Compassion is a remnant. Yeah, it's so sad how things have changed. Hi, Irma. Thanks for joining. I got to email you. It's on my to-do list today. So I'm talking about death and loss and the importance of making sure that your needs are known and recorded somewhere. In California, folks can do a holographic will where you can just basically, jot something down. Just get it notarized. Just something that you have in place and let people know where you're going to keep that. Because that was so stressful, you guys, and it didn't have to be. It's about keeping it less stressful for our loved ones. Yes, it's an act of love. It's an act of love. Okay? Yes. She randomly tells you things and you said, Mom, write it down. I won't. Yes, yes. Family, not to take possessions over human life. Yes, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, so here's the thing. So based on that experience, I was just like on a rant, and I talked with all my family about it. And I told my aunts, my other aunts and my cousins, I said, look, it doesn't matter to me what you leave me or charity or Goodwill or your pet. Okay. I just need you to write it down, because I need to, and I know this is kind of the role that I've taken in my family, and I accept that. However, yes, getting things together. It works at a funeral home. Yes, so she knows. And as a doctor, I was saying earlier, like, I can't deny the fact that young people die all the time. People develop mental illness. These things happen, and people act like it's never going to happen to them. And none of us makes it out of here alive, okay? And so I tell people, just look, just jot it down. It doesn't matter to me who you give whatever things to, but just jot it down. So, one of my aunts, who I just love and adore, she doesn't have children. And I said, you know what? I'm here for you. If you want to list me down as like, power of attorney to, or for the advance directive, putting that in right, I'm happy to take that role. And she said she's going to do it. Now it's easier. Yes, you're right. It's easier if they write it down in their own handwriting. So, I've jotted down what my mom wants. She was telling me that, where she wants to be buried. Y'all know, Black people, we have like this whole thing with the burial plots. Do y'all know? Give me a thumbs up if any of you, maybe other cultures do it too, but there are so many older Black people who have these like plots that they paid for and burial insurance and all this stuff. And like, well, I got my plot, and sometimes I wonder if that's a scam, but there's so many older Black folks who say, I got my plot. I got it taken care of. They like know where they're going to be. But anyway, that's another topic. So I'm talking about, yes, I got my plot. I know where I'm going to spend my time. It just, anyway. So, but really what I'm talking about right now is not necessarily the plot or the Bureau of Insurance. It's about writing down what white people in the country do too. Yes, our parents have Bureau of Insurance. Yes. At least they thought about it. At least they thought about it. Okay. But take it to the next step, the next level. Get the advance directive, make it very clear what kinds of interventions you want the doctors to do or not to do. Because I've seen, the Platts business is a business. Yes, yes. I've seen situations, and you guys think it would never happen in your family. I'm telling y'all, it will happen. So, and this is a mental health issue, okay? What will happen is someone in the family will say, I know what such and such would have wanted. I heard him say this. And then someone else will say, no, God's going to make a miracle. I know they've been on life support 30 days. We got to keep it going. I believe in the power of prayer and God's going to turn this around. And then someone else will say, it's pretty clear to me that they didn't want all these tubes. And they told me that, if they can't communicate, they don't want to be living, Oh my goodness, you guys, so many people show up. And here's the thing. It's not even about what the person would have wanted. Sometimes it's about what the relative wants, okay? So they will start saying things like, keep mama alive. Yeah, you have to have a plan. Keep mama alive because they want mama to stay alive because they still need to work through whatever issue with mama that was unresolved. They never told mama how much they loved them. They never worked out the fact that they hadn't talked with mama in 5 years. They want mama to stay alive for them. Okay? This stuff, oh my gosh, you guys, this stuff is huge and people don't talk about it. So you have to have it in writing, I, such and such, being of sound mind, blah, blah, blah. Have something in writing. I'm not a lawyer. Ideally, in a perfect world, you guys, everyone have money and be able to, get an attorney, get everything, documented, I know people are not necessarily going to take the money and the time to do that, but at a minimum, write it down. So you're a nurse in an ICU, you would not believe the number of fights we see when loved ones pass away. As a physician, I know. That's why I'm scoping about this. Whew. Y'all, really. And so I had to talk about this. Oh, this is why we talk about you off Periscope. Oh, thank you. You guys know, I just scope about whatever God places on my heart. And I was talking with, one of these like marketing people, there's so many great folks here. And I was just curious what their thoughts were. And she's like, well, think about who your audience is and who you want to serve and who you don't want to serve and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm just going to kind of just do what I'm doing. And wherever, God takes me with this, I'll go. But I just feel so strongly that when something's on my heart and on my mind, I got to share it with you. And this has been just such a great way to share this information and answer questions. And so this is what I'm led to do. And I don't know where it may lead to, but I'm just going to keep doing it the way I'm doing it. Okay. All right. So let's see. I have just a couple more notes and then I'm going to be done with the scope. Okay. So, again, given the recent events, what happened in California and Southern California, I was thinking, gosh, a lot of people will talk about why these things happen and what does this mean? And is this a gun issue, a violence issue, a mental health issue? And we can't say right now what's going on. We're getting more information. But what I do know is we are all going to die. That I know for sure. And I do know that we don't know when that may be. And we need a plan for that. Okay? So tell your loved ones that you love them. I actually annoy my family. I know I do because I'm like, love you. I love you so much. My sister, just got the phone with her, gave her the whole speech about what I was going to scope about. And I'm just like, I just love you, Tanya. I just love you. Okay? You're from the hood and would love to listen to me. This is why I feel called to do this because, y'all, I was born in South Central. Like, I went to Stanford for med school, but I grew up, as a teen mom. Like, I feel like I can relate to everyone on some level, okay, in some way. And that's why I feel like I'm really drawn to do this because I can speak to people in a way that they can connect with, okay? My daughter was telling me, like, why I'm right with this topic. Yes, we have to talk about this stuff. So, yes, so the take-home message is just write something down at a minimum. Just do it today. Just spend 5 minutes, write something down, put it somewhere where people could find it, okay? Tell someone you love them. Live each day as if it might be your last because, it may be. Hey, Mark. Yes, connection. Speaking of connection, you're supposed to be my Fitbit buddy. I'm looking for your email, drmel@yourmentalhealthfirst.com. So Mark, we're going to be Fitbit buddies. Oh, thank you for allowing me to be a blessing to you and for participating. And you guys, I'm all about taking action, okay? Yes, Miss Jules, I'm all about taking action. So please, please, please do this today, okay? Just jot it down. Just spend 5 minutes, okay? Oh, I'm glad you're here too, Bruce. Just spend 5 minutes, and it's a gift of love to your family, and you will reduce the drama, okay? Okay, great, Mark. All right, I'm going to look for you, Fitbit buddies. Okay. Well, you're very, very welcome, okay? And so my sister, she's so funny. She's 49, and she says, girl, it's funny you're talking about this because AARP just sent me something in the mail. My sister's 49. I was like, what? So we were talking about that, and it really stimulated a good discussion about end-of-life issues and getting older and so forth. But, you know, it's funny. I have a colleague, 10,000 steps. That's right. So I have a colleague who is an orthopedic surgeon. You got yours at 59. I mean, my sister is 49, Miss Jules. What is going on? Why is AARP sending out this stuff at 49? Oh my goodness. Anyway, so we're just real quick. So, gosh, what was I talking about before AARP and getting stuff in order? Oh my gosh, you guys, Fitbit. I totally lost my train of thought. You know, I lost my train of thought. AARP, sister, Fitbit. Oh, yes. My colleague. Hi, good morning, Angel, good morning. So I just started off the scope with a quote. It's a Peanuts cartoon, and so my good friends, they love buying me Lucy stuff. I love Peanuts. You know, Lucy was a psychiatrist. So this Peanuts cartoon, you got yours at 25. Oh, no. What is with these people? So the quote is from Charlie Brown to Snoopy. It says, someday we will all die, Snoopy. And then Snoopy says, true, but on all the other days we will not. So just a nice reminder to live each day as if it might be the last. Yes. Thinking about end of life. So this scope was all about the importance of advanced directives, writing down what you want, looking out for the people that you love, and making sure that you have a plan in place, because I can't talk specifically about what happened here in California as far as, you know, gun violence and mental health issues. I'm not going to talk about that stuff right now. I think they're still getting more information. But what I do know is none of us will make it out of here alive. Okay, so we need to talk about this stuff. You have a POA, power of attorney. Wonderful. So you guys will hear about POAs, power of attorneys, advanced directives. Good morning. So I'm just getting ready to wrap up this scope. You love music, creating your own production company. Myself, it's hard. Yeah. So there was a lot of great comments on the scope. For those of you who have time, definitely check out the replay and share with your family, with your friends, with your followers, because this is such an important topic, and I talk about this all the time with my friends and with my family, because I see so much as a physician. And, you know, I have colleagues who don't have plans in place. They don't have advanced directives. And I'm like, really? You're a doctor. Why don't you have an advanced directive? Like, I'd be embarrassed, actually. Like, you know, if something were to happen to me and I as a doctor don't have an advanced directive. So very, very important. And then the other thing too, you guys, I was scoping about this, you know, earlier on in this scope, I was talking about my aunt who was a lawyer who didn't have a will. Oh my goodness. I was just like, wow. And it made it very, very challenging when she passed. Okay, real talk. So definitely as healthcare people, nurses, doctors, there's really no excuse, because we've seen way too much to be in denial about end-of-life issues. So we definitely need to have an advanced directive, power of attorney. We need to have these things in place. And you legal people, paralegals, lawyers, no excuse for y'all, really no excuse for you all to not have a will, a trust. Okay, real talk. And then everyone else, at least have something in writing, okay? Crap happens for sure. Yeah, we just don't know when that stuff's going to happen. Though stuff happens. We just don't know when. Okay, so last thing I'm going to mention, just because I thought it was pretty funny, and my sister, who I was talking with today, said that she got an AARP magazine, and she's 49. So I've told Callie in the house, yes, and she she was cracking up about that. And so one of my colleagues, who's an orthopedic surgeon, so he just had his first child at 50, okay, at 50 years old. So he said, Melanie, this is so funny. On my nightstand, I have AARP and Parenting Magazine. RP and parenting on the nightstand together. And with that, I drop the mic. Wow. All right, you guys, thanks so much for your wonderful comments and support and hearts and love. And I hope this touched you, and I hope that you will take action, okay? Take action on this, okay? Oh, my message of narcissism blessed you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Oh, thanks, you guys. Okay, for those of you who've come in a little bit late, please watch the replay. And you all have a wonderful day, okay? And take good care. Bye-bye.